Hi, my name is Elaine and I invented the fabric organizer's bipolar notions. Now before I invite you to come to this side of the table to see how I wrap, I'm going to point out a couple of their features. The original size is 7.5 by 11 3/4 by 1/16 of an inch thick. I made them 7.5 inches wide. If you've got one fabric, every time you go around twice, you can approximate a yard. I made them 11 3/4 inches tall because most bookcases start at 12 inches. It'll fit in a bookcase, in a file cabinet, drawer, bin, or you can just lie them flat. The 1/16 of an inch is very, very durable. At the show, we wrap and unwrap at least 400 times a day, and at the end of the show, they're just as good as new. They are also capable of holding one full bolt of fabric. This is 15 yards of fabric. And if you can't see it, I have it sitting on a 5-inch ruler, and it takes up 3 inches. The first thing I'm going to show you how to do is fold one piece of yardage. Your fabric is 22 inches off the bolt from the store. You're going to fold it one more time from the fold to the selvages. Put a fold on the end because you want it nice and snug when you put them in the clips. I'm going to place the bolt on the fabric, arrows pointing to the beginning process. I'm going to bring my fold over and I'm going to stick it in from behind and slide the fabric in both times. And then I'm going to bring it back when it's nice and smooth. I'm going to move this down so I can show you. I'm going to start wrapping. I'll put my finger here just to anchor it, start wrapping. And that's all there is to it. If it's a long piece of fabric, this is the time where you can show the fabric that you are the boss. Just make it nice and snug by backing it up and snugging it up. And just keep doing that. Okay. If it starts to move on you, you can align it at this point, and then you're finished. Now I'm going to show you how to wrap a project. You can put, as I said earlier, 15 yards on one bolt. So get your projects or your collections together, and this process is the same primarily. You're going to put the longest one on the bottom, folded from the fold to the salvages. The rest of them you're going to stack long to short. Now I'm right-handed, I'm therefore going to wrap to the right. All my ends are going to be at the right-hand edge. I'm going to place the board on the fabric, arrows again pointing towards the start. I'm going to bring my fold over if there's just one fabric, I want it nice and snug, so I'm going to have that thickness. Again, I'm not going to fight it. I'm going to push it up, put it in. Push it up and put it in. And I'm going to bring it back to the table. When it's nice and smooth, I'm going to start wrapping. And as I wrap, I'll be picking up all of these smaller pieces. If I wanted to see what was on here, when I can do a 45, I stop and throw everything to one side. One at a time, I bring them back to the table. The first one gets folded down 45 degrees toward you. The rest of them you bring over one at a time. You feel where that last fold was, put your finger there and make it higher. Continue. You feel where the fold was and make it higher. Now you're going to stop. You've finished your folding. This is where you finish your wrapping. So no matter how you have your fabric stored, whether it's on a bookcase, a file cabinet, drawer, bin, or lying flat, you can see your fabrics. Another product we sell are these little clips. They're called bolt buddies. I was challenged when I first learned how to use these, so I'm going to share with you how to do it. Grab an extra bolt. You don't have to go all the way down to the bolt. You're just going to grab the last piece that went around, plus your ends. This gives you something to slide on. When you put it on, then you just slide it on, and you're all done. If this happens to be a project, keep your project together. How many times have you lost your pattern to go with your fabric? Keep it together. In our room, we put a ribbon around it so that people know that it is a project and not just cuttable fabric. If it's a collection of fabric and you share with others, put a string tag here or a sticky note on the board indicating what you've wrapped so that when you go back a year or two later, you'll know if you have enough fabric for your project. Now I'm going to show you how to use the fat quarter size. I put anything that's a yard or less on here. Here's a piece of fabric that I have folded one more time so that I get this width, and that's what it's going to look like. If I want to put 4 fat quarters on it, that's what it looks like. Fat quarters are wrapped just a little bit different. A fat quarter is 18 by 22. You're going to fold the 18 into fourths. Here's your 22. I've just separated them by placing one on top of the other, far enough apart that they would still fit inside the little bolt. I don't need a fold here. I have plenty of fabric. I'm going to bring it over. Again, I'm not going to fight my fabric. I'm going to push the little knot up, bring it back, hold it, and just start wrapping. That's with 2 fabrics. If you want more than 2, it's simply a matter of readjusting your fabric, interview it, make sure you can see what you've got and you've got room for more. That's all there is to it. Those are the only 2 sizes you need. And finally, if you want to keep your fabric from being ruined, or if you want to be able to find your fabric and move to something like this, visit www.polarnotions.com and just remember the polar bear. Thank you.